Some people think it's more fun to spend time with friends and restaurants and cafes. Others think it's more fun to spend time with friends at home. Which do you think is better? Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. That seems familiar. I think I've heard that from a... Huh?
By ourselves
Huh?
for practice or not?
No, we're not going to do that. What y'all are doing is evaluating. Was that a good question for someone to take on the TOEFL? Would that be challenging enough? Would that be manageable, phrased clearly, stuff like that? Okay. Yeah. So from this point of view, you guys you're all working. You're not students anymore. You are employees of ETS, right? Creating a test. Pretty good, huh? Okay, let's get on to speaking question number 2. Let's see what you got here. All right. Let's have someone from that team read it out. Go to Tobias. I'll let you read. Yeah, nice. Yeah.
University to build new auditorium. The university has decided to demolish their old campus auditorium and replace it with a new one.
Right.
The auditorium is one of the oldest original buildings on campus. And administrators say it is showing sign of its age, sagging floors, peeling paints, a drafty interior, and outdated decor. The new auditorium, by contrast, will have a clean, modern appearance. Also, the old auditorium is too small to accommodate the number of current students. The new auditorium will be bigger, with a greater number of seats to accommodate a larger student body.
Right, super. Change and yeah, it was really well written. That was an original one, right? Not copied from. Oh, right. Anyway, good idioms there. Sagging floors, drafty. That's challenging. Some students don't know what that means. Yeah. Sagging for drafty means it's cold. All right, so now we're going to listen to 2 students talk about it. Here we go.
Now, listen to the 2 students discussing the article.
I wish they wouldn't do this.
Really? But the place is so old.
Yeah, but I like that. I think it's a nice, historic-looking building.
Well, I guess it's kind of pretty.
It's an important part of the university's history. It was one of the first things built on campus. We should preserve that, not get rid of it.
That's a good point, but what about the need for expansion?
I don't think it's necessary.
But it was built when the university was so much smaller.
That's true, but think about it. Have you ever seen the space completely full?
Well, no, I guess not.
Me either. There are never any event when the entire student body is there. In fact, there are usually just a small number of students in the audience for a play or a concert.
That's true.
So, why make it bigger if it works as is?
I see what you mean.
All right, so at this point, can y'all guess, are you going to be asked about the man's opinion or the woman's opinion? Yeah, pretty clear. He dominated this opinion. She's just there to keep going. There it is. The man expresses his opinion on the university's plan, state his opinion, reasons he has for his opinion. So when you guys can do, just gonna write down. I said, oh, the conversation was clearly organized enough. I think you address some of the stuff in the reading. I think that was a pretty strong conversation. It's not too long, not too short. Yeah, things like that. Okay. Clearly, it's challenging enough for a student to take care of, and it's on topic. Okay, so moving on to speaking question number 3. Oh, yeah. Who else was in that team? It was you and also, you. I'll let you read it. Yeah. Yeah. Why not? Yeah, she read it last time.
In psychology, the feeling of complete and energized focusing on activity is called flow. People who flow. People who enter a state of flow lose their sense of time and have feelings of great satisfaction. They become completely involved in activity for its own sake rather than for what may result from the activity, such as money or prestige. Contrary to expectation, flow usually happens not during relaxing moments of leisure and entertainment, but when we are actively involved in a difficult enterprise, in a task that stretches our mental or physical abilities.
Nice. Okay. It's long enough, pretty direct. It gives you, remember, the student's supposed to put a T and a D there. Title, definition. Pretty straightforward a definition of a new concept. All right, that's pretty good. flow is the way you pronounce that. Yeah. Oh, long O. Okay, so let's listen to Professor.
I think this will help you get a picture of what your textbook is describing. I had a friend who taught in the physics department, Professor Jones. He retired last year. Anyway, I remember this was a few years ago. I remember passing by a classroom early one morning just as he was leaving, and he looked terrible. His clothes were all rumpled, and he looked like he hadn't slept all night. And I asked if he was okay. I was surprised when he said that he never felt better, that he was totally happy. He had spent the entire night in the classroom working on a mathematics puzzle. He didn't stop to eat dinner, he didn't stop to sleep, or even rest. He was that involved in solving the puzzle, and it didn't even have anything to do with his teaching or research. He had just come across this puzzle accidentally, I think in a mathematics journal, and it just really interested him. So he worked furiously all night and covered the blackboards in the classroom with equations and numbers and never realized that time was passing by.
All right. Yeah, that was good delivery there. Yeah, good job there, Sandra. Yeah, that's a great impression of Tabassum. Yeah. Clearly. So you probably noticed in your textbook the face of the person in the phone is probably a different voice. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't make any difference.
We are trying to keep the same.
Oh, I see. That was intentional.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very clever. Yeah, that's nice. No, I think that's example fits it really well, and I think you could comment on there. The delivery of the speaking of the lecture there made it easy, manageable to take notes, easy to follow. Only about a minute long there, but actually that's usually between a minute and 2 minutes roughly. So okay, so that's speaking question number 3. Explain flow. Example used by the professor. All right, here we go. Number 4.
Today, we are going to talk about classical conditioning, which is way people and animals learn. This idea was first studied by a psychologist named Ivan Pavlov. He did an experiment with dogs. Pavlov saw that dogs naturally drool when they see food. So, he started ringing a bell right before giving them food. After doing this many times, the dogs began to drool just from hearing the bell, even if there was no food. The bell, which didn't make the dogs drool at first, became something that made them drool because they learned to connect the bell with food. This type of learning happens in real life too. For example, if someone has a bad experience, like being bitten by a dog, they might become scared whenever they see a dog, even if the dog is friendly. In this case, seeing the dog makes them feel afraid because they learn to connect dogs with fear.
Ooh, all right. Okay. All right. So this one is number 4, basically introducing a new topic and 2 subtopics, or if it's structured that way, maybe not. Cool. A little over a minute long. Classical conditioning, right? Yeah. I caught that at the beginning. Drool is one of the words she was using there, y'all. Is that a new word for y'all? No. Everybody say drool. Yeah, it's what babies do. It's what dogs do. Saliva comes out of your mouth. Yeah. Okay. Gross. Okay. Using points and example from the talk, describe the classical conditioning explanation given by the professor. All right. So you'll feel free to add your comments on that. About how it was delivered, how it was spoken. Is the instructions clear enough? Yeah. Okay. You can add comments about class. Team number 1. So that's team number 1, y'all. Give me a hand. All right. Hey, that was only about 10 minutes. I think I could do 4 more of these, and we could blow off some steam. I don't want to spend the whole 2 hours doing this. Okay, yeah. Let's see if we can reevaluate some other people now. All right, team number 2. Let's go down here. This is them. Let's give them a big hand for woo. Yes. Elnaz, is Elnaz here today? No, she's not. Okay, yeah. Alejandro and the rest. And Troy is so tall. He's got his head cut off there. Nice. All right, so that's what they did. Let's see. Here we go. All right.
Your opinion about.
Sorry. Here we go.
You will now give your opinion about a familiar topic. After you hear the question, you will have 15 seconds to prepare and 45 seconds to speak. Some people enjoy living in a location that has a warm climate all year. Other people like to live in a place where the seasons change. Which type of climate do you prefer and why? Use specific reasons and examples to support your opinion.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, Ms. Victoria added all the little clips for the intro and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. I didn't necessarily tell everybody to have to do that, but that was a nice touch, because on the real TOEFL, that's the way it works, right? You say, oh, good delivery. Yeah, good, you know, I mean, very clear instructions. All right, anyway, so that's number one.
Now, you will read a passage about a campus situation and then listen to a conversation about the same topic. You will then answer a question using information from both the reading passage and the conversation. You will have 30 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to speak.
Did you read that from the book? Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that script? Did you read it from the book? Yeah. That's great. Good. What you have on the real TOEFL? Yeah, that's good. Nice touch. All right, so here we go. The reading passage, remember, is about an announcement. Let's take a look at their announcement. Notice concerning proposed changes to language requirements. I'm talking too much. Who else was in that? Where's Troy? I'll let him read it. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, you read it. Can you read it? Yeah. Notice.
All international students at community college are currently required to submit a TOEFL score of 80 in order to admit to credit classes. Students who score lower than 80 are referred to the English Language Institute for additional language instruction. The college is considering a proposal that would allow students with a score of 75 to take at least one credit class while they continue to study part-time in the English Language Institute. The student would be assigned to an academic advisor who would help them select an appropriate course.
All right, super duper. Ooh, do you guys create that one yourself? Yeah. Your team invented or never mind. All right, cool. The change, is it pretty straightforward? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, they kind of hide it a little bit in there as the second. Students who score lower than an 80 are referred to the English Language Institute for additional language instruction. I think that's the change. That's probably going to be the subject of the conversation I'm about to hear. What do you think there? You're looking at Ms. Audrey. You agree? Yeah.
I'm trying to find the two reasons.
Yeah.
Usually there are two arguments that then the student will be against or.
Yeah, that's right. It's usually just so. This one kind of started like. This is what we've had in the past, but now.
Those are the reasons.
The reasons for that's right. That's a good. Fair enough. That's a fair point. And maybe add a more clearly defined reason for. Yeah, fair enough. That's good. That's a good point too. All right.
Hey, did you hear about the new proposal for international students? They're thinking to lowering the TOEFL requirements to 75 for at least one credit class.
Yeah, I heard about it. I think it's a good idea, honestly. It could give students who are close to their requirement a chance to take credit courses sooner.
I agree. Plus, they'll still be getting support from the English Language Institute. It seems like a good balance between moving forward with classes and improving their English skills.
Exactly, and having an academic advisor help them pick the right course is smart. That way they won't struggle with something to advise while they are still working at their English.
Do you think it could be challenging for students to manage both a credit class and language classes at the same time?
Maybe, but it depends on the student. Some might find it motivating. It gives them a taste of real college coursework, and that could push them to improve faster.
We'll have to wait and see, but if it does, I think it could be really help a lot of students get a head start.
All right. Something happened at the end. That's good. Hey, yeah, it's nice. This team, I don't think this team had any men, right? Probably not. Yeah, that's cool. That's fine. No worries. That's good.
Yeah, I was told, but at the beginning when we record this one, Troy wasn't here.
Oh, that's right, because y'all did that on the day before he came. No, it didn't matter. That's okay. That's not important. Okay. Was their conversation pretty clear? I mean, we're going to be asked about one of the students, right? Generally positive, generally negative about it? Pretty positive. Okay, yeah, if I'm taking notes on this, the student taking this will have a pretty clear, way forward. And a good length. It's not too long. It's about 1 minute and 25 seconds. It's not too short either. Okay.
The student expresses her opinion of the policy for international students. Report her opinion and explain the reasons that she gives for having that opinion.
All right. So one of them, right? Generally positive, right? But what were those reasons she thought it was great? Why'd y'all catch? You're looking at me. Why did she think it's a great idea? What was one of those reasons? You're looking at me. So.
I don't understand the question. I just try to understand what's going on.
Oh, okay. No problem. Yeah, she loves this new change in policy, but why? What? Did y'all catch that?
I could not.
Oh, it's okay. It gives them real world experience, I think, as a student or something. Okay, yeah.
Hey, did you hear about the new proposal for international students? They're thinking to lowering the TOEFL requirements to 75 for at least one credit class.
Yeah, I heard about it. I think it's a good idea, honestly. It could give students who are close to their requirement a chance to take credit courses sooner.
Chance to take credit courses sooner, stuff like that. Okay. So in the dialogue, they give a pretty straightforward reasons why they think it's a good idea. Okay, so that's speaking question number.
Listen to part of a lecture in a business class. People who are likely to buy a company's.
Oh, sorry about that.
Listen to part of a lecture in a business class.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think that was supposed to be for.
Now.
All right, class. Today we are going to talk about.
Was that the wrong person? The wrong one? That was you. That was gift. But what team are you in again? Oh, okay. So that audio needs to go somewhere else. That was my bad. Okay. All right. All right. That was my bad. No, it wasn't you. All right. So it's okay. I'll copy that and put that. Okay. So that's not there. Yeah. Poor Ms. Victoria. So I think that was the lecture. Oh, here you go. I think it's already here. Let me make sure it works. Come on.
Listen to part.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll go back over here now. Okay. No worries. Slide view, slideshow. Okay, here's number 3. Stress. Okay, who's part of this team again?
3.
Yeah, who's part of team 2? Well, go ahead, read it. Yeah, you go ahead. Ms. Alejandra, read it out.
Stress is defined as a mental and physical condition that occurs when an adjustment or adaptation must be made to the environment. Placement condition or event causes stress, as for example financial problems, divorce, health issues, or pressure at work. However, a certain amount of stress occurs even when the adjustment is to a condition perceived as desirable. Exercise, dating, moving on a new home, taking a trip are all stressful situations. Although short-term stress is usually harmless, the consequence of long-term stress can be dangerous to health. Factors to decrease the consequence of stress are the ability to predict a stressful situation and the level of control over them that can be achieved.
All right, super. Cool, you got it. So there we go. Adaptation. Get some challenging words. 45 seconds to read that. You can make a comment. Is that manageable for a student to write down notes? Basic title, yeah, no problem. And definition. Looks like you got 2 parts to it. Yeah, short term and long term, right? So that's pretty clear. Yeah. So it's not too long. About 100 words roughly. Maybe, is it clear enough to give them a definition for the new example we're about to hear? Okay, so here we go. Here's the lecture.
Today we are going to dive into a topic that we all face at various stages of life, stress. So we encounter this in life all the time, but it is important to understand the difference between short-term stress and long-term stress. Short-term or acute stress is often harmless. It is what happens when we experience something temporarily challenging, like taking an exam or giving a presentation. In these cases, our bodies respond by becoming more alert, focused, and ready to act. This is called the fight or flight response. However, long-term stress, also called chronic stress, is when we are exposed to stresses over a prolonged period. This can have serious consequences on our mental and physical health. Chronic stress can lead to conditions such as heart disease, high blood pressure, anxiety, and depression. It can also negatively impact behavior, leading to poor decision making, irritability, and lack of concentration. The good news is we can manage stress by focusing on two key factors: predicting stressful situations and having a sense of control. If we can anticipate stress, we can take steps to reduce its impact. Likewise, having control over aspects of the situation can help us feel less overwhelmed. In conclusion, stress is inevitable, but how we manage it determines its impact on our lives.
Ooh, all right, that was good. Yeah, that was good, Ms. Paula. There you go. Nice. I was going to say very well organized. Good transitional phrases. You're just expounding further details on short-term and long-term stress. Yeah, that's good. Right. And giving additional words like chronic stress. It's also a lot of stuff for the student to put in there. And at the end, 2 ways to manage it. I like these phrases. There's 2 ways to manage it. Boom and boom. Right? I don't know. If I'm a student, I'm able to take notes on that pretty easily. Yeah. Toward the beginning, I forgot to tell you this yesterday. Yeah. Let's dive into, right? That's probably what you said, right? Let's dive into the topic of stress, whatever. Oh, it's not a big deal. You know what I heard? I heard Daddy. I'm sorry.
I heard Daddy too.
Oh, it's okay. No big deal. It didn't confuse me. I can imagine. I would go to community college. I can imagine hearing that. Your delivery flow of it was very strong. Yeah, it was good. But let's go and hear Daddy again.
Today we are going to dive into a topic. Now,
it doesn't matter. It's really good. All right.
Now you will listen to a lecture. You will then be asked to summarize the lecture. You will have 20 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to speak.
How's that, Ms. Victoria? Yeah. Okay, cool. This team is very thorough, man. Okay, it's team 2, by the way. Yeah, if y'all making comments.
All right, class. Today.
All right, here goes Professor.
All right, class. Today we are going to talk about 2 types of rocks that you can commonly find in different natural environments: granite and limestone. These 2 types of rocks form in very different ways and have unique characteristics. First, let's start with granite. Granite is an igneous rock, which means it forms when molten rock or magma cools down and hardens. This usually happens deep beneath the Earth's surface. Granite is very hard, durable rock and is made up of different minerals, including quartz and feldspar. It's often used in construction, especially for countertops and buildings, because it is so strong. You can easily recognize granite by its grainy appearance and speckled color, usually mix of black, white, and sometimes pink or gray. Now, let's move on to limestone. Limestone is a sedimentary rock which forms from tiny particles like sand, shells, or even the remains of sea creatures that settle at the bottom of the ocean or lakes. Over 1 million years, these particles get pressed together and hardens into solid rock. Limestone is softer than granite and is often found in areas that were once underwater. In fact, many caves and caverns are formed in limestone because it dissolves easily in water. You can recognize limestone by its light color, usually white, gray, or beige, and its smooth texture. Now, to help you remember the difference between 2 rocks, think of granite as the tough rock because it forms from hot molten magma, and limestone as the softer rock that comes from ancient seas or lakes. Granite is like the tough skeleton of the earth, while limestone is more like a time capsule holding the remains of the past. So, to summarize, granite is an ingenious rock that forms from cooling magma and is very hard and durable, while limestone is a sedimentary rock made from remains of sea creatures and other particles and is much softer. Knowing these differences will help you identify them in real world and understand the process that formed them.
All right, cool. Make a comment there on, the professor's delivery. You know, we were able to follow how he said it very much. That actually was about 2 minutes and 15 seconds, roughly. It's generally a little less than 2 minutes sometimes. He had a little summary statement at the end. Maybe you can kind of cut that part off, maybe, I guess. But man, it was really well organized. I just say granite, subtopic 1, limestone, the second one, how it's formed, hard, soft. That's pretty manageable. Yeah. Anyway, y'all can make a comment. You can say, great picture of Troy, or whatever. You can do that too, if you want to. Or how he delivered that lecture. Okay.
Using the main points and examples from the lecture, describe the two kinds of rock formations in a cavern and explain how the professor helps his students remember the difference between the two.
Nice. Well done there. Okay, so that's that. You guys, that's that team. Give them a hand, everybody. Woo! That was pretty thorough. Yeah, it was pretty thorough. And it was good examples of stuff you'd find on the real TOEFL. All right. So team 3 now. Hopefully I got everybody. Here they are. View. This is team 3 now. All right. Let's give them a hand, everybody. Woo, them. All right. Well, time to go. That's very good. And Natalia is a spirit that hovers over them all, I suppose.
Natalia is there.
And she's there too. Awesome. So they prepared the recording for. Okay, cool. That helps. Love it. I wish textbooks would actually do that. That'd be kind of cool. That would actually put real photographs in there. All right, here we go. All right, so team 3. Here we go.
Some universities require students to take a year-long break from academic studies to gain work experience or travel. Do you agree or disagree with this requirement?
Nice. 15 seconds to think about it. 45 seconds to answer. Pretty good. Agree or disagree, and maybe put in there. Explain, maybe. But because you can't just say I agree. Boop, and that's it. Yeah. That's fine. That sounds good. That's something that you could talk about for 45 seconds. All right. So here we go. Speaking question number 2. Remember, this is about an announcement. So we should already have as we mentioned earlier, a clear change in policy. This one should have a couple of reasons, maybe one reason or maybe 2 reasons, right? And then after that, you're going to hear two students talk about it. R1, R2. All right. Let's see how they did it. You guys can leave comments on your paper there. All right, Learning Institute of Texas. You want to read it, Ms. Elizabeth? I believe in you. Go ahead.
Want me?
Yeah.
Announcement from LIT. The Learning Institute of Texas Elected Administration has decided to introduce a parking fee for students who park their vehicles or in school premises. The parking fee will help maintain and enhance our parking facilities, ensure safety, and support school programs. The students will be required to pay from the Monday to Thursday at 9 a.m. to 1:10 p.m. The parking fee is going to be $1 per hour. Handicap parking with public permit, teachers and administration office staff are excluded. Students can be paid off the school website through online payments method or cash credit card at the administration office.
I can tell you guys created that one from scratch. Yeah, that's good. Hey, pretty good length, pretty clear change, right? Yeah, that's right. Reasons why they're doing it. Why are they adding it? Oh yeah, to help
Safety,
maintain and
That's right. Safety, helping facilities.
And support school programs.
Cool. Yeah, whatever that meant. Yeah. And so now we're about to hear students talk about it. Imagine do that $4 a day just to park here and our beautiful parking lot, right? Yeah. Imagine. Well, that's why we're getting paid, so we'll get a nice paving on it and lines and all right.
Here is a conversation between 2 students about the parking fee announcement. Hi Bill, did you see the announcement about the new parking fee?
Oh yes, I just saw it. $1 per hour? It's weird.
I know, right? It's too much. We already pay enough tuition.
Exactly. And are they going to tow our cars if we park somewhere else? But I think it can be dangerous.
Isn't it? And most of us don't live in this area. So how can I travel here without car?
Maybe the fee will encourage people to carpool or use public transportation, which is better for the environment, you know?
Probably, but do you think it's fair to charge us for parking? I mean, we are already at school 4 hours per day.
Not really, but as I said that, they need the money for maintenance and stuff.
I see, it doesn't fair. This fee is only another expense for us.
Do you want to talk with the administration office or student council about it?
True, maybe they can help us.
Maybe they're gonna help us or something. Okay, all right. I can tell you guys created that your own. And you know what? Pretty good length. This is a little over 1 minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes. That's a good length. You guys can tell. Hey, by the way, did they make reference to the reading? Did they make reference to the details in the reading? Yeah. Hey, it says they need the money to, and then they disagree with that basically. Right? Gives a student opportunity to point out that they disagree. So generally, you guys are negative on it. I'm getting, even though you could see the point. Yeah, okay. The woman expresses her opinion. Well, one of the women discusses their opinion about the change that's been announced. Briefly summarize the change, state her opinion about the change, and explain the reasons she gives for that holding that opinion. That's the way I would see it on the real TOEFL. Hey, that's good. Yeah, you can make comments on your own. This is team 3, question number 2. So, what'd you think of that? And I gotta say, you're beautifully read and delivered. Yeah, it was very clear. I could follow your conversation. It wasn't too fast. No pronunciation issues. All right. Okay, so moving on. Speaking question number 3. That's resilience, right? Who else was in this group? Natalia, is she here today? No, not really. Yeah, somebody else from this group. Gonna read it. Who's that?
I can.
Okay, oh yeah, go for it. Resilience, thank you.
Resilience. We will discuss personal resilience, which occurs when individuals face significant challenges, such as the loss of a loved one. By learning to cope with their grief, seeking support from loved ones, and adapting to their new circumstances, they grow stronger and more resilient over time. Additionally, we will talk about community resilience, highlighting how entire communities come together to rebuild after natural disasters like hurricanes or earthquakes. Through strong social networks, shared efforts, and collective leadership, these communities not only recover but often emerge stronger.
Right, super. Resilience is the definition, right? By learning to cope with grief, seeking. All right. So it sounds like the definition is probably right about that second sentence. Learning to cope with grief. That's probably the core definition there. And we gave us a couple of. All right. So remember, we're about to hear an example or two in the lecture. Here we go.
Resilience is the ability to adapt and recover from adversity. Whether it occurs at the individual, group, or system level, it's a dynamic quality developed through emotional regulation, problem solving, and the strength of support systems. Resilience requires effective decision making as individuals or groups are often faced with a difficult choices during time of crisis. For example, personal resilience is seen when individuals experience profound hardships such as grief or illness, and most decide how to cope. Those who choose to seek emotional support, process their feelings, and adopt healthy coping strategies tend to emerge stronger over time. These decisions, whether to confront or avoid, seek help or isolate, play a pivotal role in shaping their resilience. Additionally, individuals facing uncertainties regarding their migratory status after encountering stress that test their resilience. Decisions about whether to stay in a host country,
seek asylum, or return to their home country can be overwhelming and fraught with uncertainty. The process requires weighing the potential risks and benefits of each other choice. After under extreme pressure, it's important to remember that everything is okay and that whatever you build in your life begins in your mind. It's through mental fortitude and vision that you can shape your path forward. There are resources and support systems available to help navigate these challenges, and reaching out for assistance can provide comfort and clarity. Those who navigate these difficulties effectively may find support within their communities, helping them develop coping mechanisms that bolster their resilience during a tumultuous period. Similarly, communities display resilience when faced with natural disasters like floods or hurricanes. Leaders are citizens most making critical decisions about how to allocate resources, rebuild infrastructure, and support vulnerable members of the community. Collective efforts to come together, rebuild, and share resources reflect the community's resilience, ensuring that they not only recover but often emerge more cohesive and better prepared for future challenges. This adaptability and strength, both personal and communal, are not enhanced traits but all cultivate through deliberate choices and actions. With every adversity, there is an opportunity to reinforce resilience by making decisions that promote growth, learning, and solidarity.
All right. So, yeah, you got through it. Yeah, that's right. Hey, just for the fact that it's long. Summarize that in 1 minute. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I think that's the main thing I noticed is just the length. This is where editing can come in. This is a great lecture for that. This is probably a lecture I'd probably hear in the listening section. It's a pretty good length for that. Yeah. Good. May be good to take that text that you found there, edit it down. So we're just talking about 2 examples, right? Was you working on it with somebody else, right? Yeah. No, that's fine. So it was recovering from natural disasters, right? That was one of the examples, right? And there was another one, right? Yeah, making choices in life generally. Okay, cool. I think, editing would have helped just to take out a lot of the, because I think at the very beginning of it, you provided a definition, but they had that in the reading already. So, yeah, there it is. And secondly, I would just say, if you're not quite sure about how to say it, come over to me, I'll make some notes. I'll say, you stress this syllable here, asylum. I pronounce it this way a little bit, because occasionally the pronunciation was an issue. So I'll make it shorter, pronunciation a little bit, but otherwise, great topic. Yeah. Okay. Is this need to be shorter and pronounced a little better? Okay. That's my observation. And you guys are welcome to make your own comments there. What is it? One key strategy individuals can use to cultivate resilience in their lives. Well, the lecture not just talked about personal lives, but communities too. Yeah. So the question itself could also be asked to. You're asked to summarize that lecture there. Okay. Because that one only covers one of the things that it was asked to cover. Okay, speaking question number 4. Let's see what happens.
Listen to part of a lecture in a business class. People who are likely to buy a company's product are called target customers, and these target customers influence a company's marketing strategy. In order to develop a marketing strategy, a company will look at certain characteristics of the target customers to decide when and where to advertise so that they would reach the target customers most effectively. I would like to talk to you today about 2 characteristics of target customers that can influence marketing strategy, specifically age and geographic location of the target customers. Say, a company makes toy cars. Who are its target customers? Kids, right? So if the company wants to make sure its television advertising reaches its target customers,
would want to advertise during times when kids are actually watching television, like during children's television shows. That way, it can make sure that kids see the advertisements, and that way, the company would get people in that age group to buy toy cars or to ask their parents to buy them at least. Now, another important characteristics to consider is geographic location, places where the company's target customers live. Think about a company that makes boats. Its target customers are people who own homes near oceans or lakes, places where they can use boats. After all, people who don't live near water don't have much use for boats, so by placing advertisements on signs along the road or on television in cities and towns that are near oceans or lakes, the companies would be more likely to reach the target customers for its boats and sells more of them as a result.
All right, so about 2.5. It's about 2 minutes. That's a pretty good length. You got to summarize that in 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Is that manageable for a student? Maybe. Okay. Maybe. Age and location. You got 2 examples, right? Boats. Actually, this is taken straight from your textbook. Actually, right? I would probably say, hey, beautifully pronounced there, Ms. Gift. Yeah, the delivery and flow of it. I would just maybe add a little bit more intonation. It was a little monotonic. You noticed that too? We all read differently than we speak, right? So I think maybe for a student trying to answer that monotonic state that we normally naturally have when we read, that might be a distraction to the student, an additional challenge. But anyway, otherwise, did you take that picture today? You did? Oh, okay. That's fine. There you go. Yeah, that's cool. All right, that's good. That's good. We're in the same outfit. All right, so here we go. Using points example from explain how the characteristics of target customers influence marketing strategies. Great topic and well organized here. Okay, otherwise, that's the team. Y'all give them a hand again. Woo them. All right, yay. That's number 3. We're almost there, y'all. Check it out. Team 4 now. Team 4. Let me write it up here. After this, we'll blow off some steam, all right? Play some games and stuff, all right? This will be good. Slide, insert, view. Well, let's go down to the picture of the people. Here they are. Team, big 4, yes? Give a hand. Audrey, leader did all. Belmont did it all. AZ did it all, and so did Lee. They did it all. They all did all.
I know. Easy wrote that. I know. That's easy sentence.
So I'll just whatever happens, I'll grade everybody equally. Whatever everybody gets to say, that kind of helps me, gauge how to grade you guys too. A good group picture of you. I photo pasted her in the mix there. Yeah.
You were not here.
Did
you like it?
Oh, let me back to the beginning here. All right, let's see what you guys did. Team 4, see what you did here. Okay, so this is speaking question number 1. Remember, two different things to get choose from.
Some people believe that genetic testing should be used to identify potential health risks early, while others argue that it may lead to discrimination and invasion of privacy. Which opinion do you agree with and why? Use specific reasons and example to support your answer.
Woo, that's heavy. For usually speaking question number 1 is like, do you like cereal or eggs for breakfast? I'm guessing you might have encountered this on the real TOEFL. Sometimes.
Yeah.
It could be. That's good.
They're very hard.
I would say, yeah, even though it's challenging, it's still pretty clear what the student's supposed to do, right? Yeah. Ooh. And even if the student's not familiar with it, they just try their best, right? Okay, that's a good one. And by the way, good delivery of that reading there. Okay, so here we go. Speaking question number 2, here's your announcement. Remember, the announcement should have a pretty clear change. You can make a note of that on there. Change and a couple of reasons for that change. After that, a man and a woman are going to talk, or 2 students are going to talk. All right, let's see how they did. Speaking question number 2. All right, so go ahead, Audrey. I'll let you read it. The university
has recently announced that starting next semester, a parking fee will be charged to students who use the campus parking lot, which has
been free until now. The administration justifies this change by explaining that the funds collected from the new fee will be used for maintenance of the parking lot and improvement in campus transportation services. They argue that this will help create a more efficient parking system and ensure that the parking lot remains in good condition for students' use.
All right, cool. Got a similar idea that.
Yeah, we use the same parking.
That's right, and it has similar reasons. That's interesting. It's just
Cycling, right?
coincidence
The
that happened.
cycle
Yeah, yeah. I guess that happens. Does that happen at HCC? They charge y'all for parking or whatever? At other universities? I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, in other universities you have to pay for parking.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. Parking fee. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Good length. I don't think it's too long. I think for 45 seconds, a student could pick up on that. You know what the change is, right? Right there at the very beginning. Good. And they explain a reason. Oh, by the way, this is pronounced maintenance. Yeah, you guys see maintenance. Yeah. That's a tiny problem. No big deal. Maintenance. Yeah, no big deal. There you go. Okay, so there's two students are going to talk about it. Yeah. No big deal. I know what you meant in context. Yeah, no big deal. All right, here they are. The two students is Ms. Lee and Belmont. Yeah, here we go. And they're going to talk about the parking fee.
Hey, did you hear about the new parking fee the university is introducing next semester?
Yeah, and I think it's completely unfair. Why should we suddenly have to pay for something that's been free all along? It's just another way for the university to make more money off of us.
But the administration said the fee will go toward maintaining the parking lot and improving transportation on campus.
Oh, come on. That's just an excuse. They already charge us so much in tuition, housing, and other fees. Where is all that money going? They should be able to cover basic maintenance without squeezing more out of students.
I guess, but if the fee helps keep the lot in good condition,
then they should have been maintaining it from the start. It's not like the parking lot just appeared out of nowhere. And what about students who can't afford to pay extra? They're just going to make things harder for those already struggling financially.
I didn't think of it that way.
Exactly. They need to rethink this decision or at least find another way to fund these improvements without putting the burden on us. You know what I'm saying?
No parking and all that.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah, look at that. Was that intentional?
Yeah, it was.
No? That was an accident? Tabasa, that was a great observation. I didn't notice that.
Really good.
No parking sign.
Well, we were there, but I took the picture and said, oh, perfect, no parking.
Oh, you saw that?
That's perfect.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Both of you, very natural delivery. And so that just helps the student follow the conversation. You know, actually, at this point, you had contrasting opinions. I'm not sure who I'm going to be asked about. I'm guessing it's Belmont's opinion. He had he spent the most time doing it. But yeah, that's probably going to be asked about him. But sometimes on the real TOEFL, you're not quite sure who you're going to be asked about until you see the question. Yep.
The man expresses his opinion of the no parking lot fee. State his opinion and explain the reason he gave for holding that opinion.
Make a note here. Did he have pretty clear, distinct reasons? It's not fair because we're maintenance. It's the same thing. Yeah, maintenance. Yeah, I know. The verb is maintain. I see why that's happening, right? You know, we need to maintain the parking lot.
How do you say it in Portuguese?
How do you say it?
It's similar in Spanish.
Yeah.
It said mantenimiento.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. All right. So your honest opinion about would this be manageable for a student to do on the real TOEFL? Make note of that on that site for right there, number 4. Okay, so here we go. Now this is going on to speaking question number 3. Remember, this is the one where I enjoyed that. It was fun. Yeah, that was good, guys. Speaking question number 3. There's a T, a D, and an EX. All right, let's see what we got. Clear title definition example. All right, supply and demand. Okay. Oh, I'm talking too much. Okay, go ahead, Belmont. I know you're in this team, so go ahead. Supply and demand.
Supply and demand is fundamental economic
Determined is how to say that. Determined. Yeah. Anyhow. Okay. Cool. You can make a note there. Yeah. Is that challenging enough, or is it too challenging? Whatever. Pretty straightforward, even though that's not at the top. Sometimes it's written this way, like supply and demand. It's clearly the topic that they're defining, right? Okay. All right. To be honest, usually it's a little bit longer to obscure the meaning and make it a little harder, but that's pretty straightforward. Okay, now you're going to have to hear two examples or whatever. Let's see what we got here.
Well, in this lecture, the concept of supply and demand was defined as a model that explains how prices are set in the market. Supply refers to the quantity of a good that producers are willing to sell at various prices, while demand is the quantity consumers are willing to buy. Let's take as an example. According to the law of demand, when the price of electronics drops during holiday sales, the demand for these products typically increases. Conversely, the law of supply suggests that as prices rise, producers are incentivized to increase their supply, such as when, agricultural commodity prices go up, leading farmers to grow more crops. If you know, the concept of market equilibrium occurs when the quantity supplied equals the quantity demanded, illustrated by, the housing market, and where prices stabilize when the number of homes for sale matches buyer demand. And don't forget, understanding supply and demand is essential for analyzing current economic trends, including the impact of recent supply chain disruptions on various markets. Are you following me?
Nice little touch at the end. I'm going to go say, hey, by the great length, it's not too long, but dude, that's challenging. For me, if I were about to describe what you just said there, equilibrium, oh man, that's a challenging word there too. Just two clear examples, right? Electronics and then farming, right? I think at the end you said something else right there. But boy, that's pretty challenging. Yeah. Okay, so you make comments on that. And again, very natural delivery. I like that. Yeah. That helps too. At any rate, yeah, maybe you have a different opinion. It's like, oh boy, that's too challenging for a student. Maybe whatever. Yeah. But well organized it is. Make comments about your impression, your opinion of what you just heard there. Okay. Would this be good for a speaking question number 3?
Explain how supply and demand can impact the economy. Use examples discussed by the professor in the lecture.
Good. Exactly what I do in the TOEFL. All right, number 4 here. Remember, this one is a lecture, basically a 3-paragraph essay, topic, subtopic. Hey, let's see what happens.
Water cycle. Today I'll be discussing the water cycle, which is a vital process that supports life on Earth. The water cycle describes how water moves through the environment in various forms, including liquid, vapor, and ice. It consists of several key stages: evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection. First, let's look at evaporation. The process occurs when the sun heats water in rivers, lakes, and oceans, causing it to turn into water vapor and rise into the atmosphere. This vapor cools and condenses to form clouds, which lead us to the next stages of water cycle: condensation. Condensation is the process where water vapors cool and change back into liquid water, forming clouds. These clouds can hold a significant amount of water, and eventually, when the clouds become too heavy, they release this water as a precipitation, which can be rain, snow, sleet, or hail. The final stage is collection. After precipitation occurs, water collects in bodies like rivers, lakes, and oceans. Some of this water will also seep into the ground, replenishing groundwater supplies. This collection stages completes the cycle, as the water is then available to evaporate again, continuing the cycle. It's important to note that the water cycle is influenced by various factors, including temperature, humidity, and geographical features. Human activities such as deforestation and urbanization can also impact the water cycle by altering natural water flow patterns. Understanding the water cycle is crucial for managing water resources, addressing climate changes, and protecting ecosystems.
All right, cool. Thank you, man. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I gotta say, pronunciation, delivery of the lecture. I'm just curious. Was that something you wrote or it was something you found? Right? Yeah. Was it in textbook? Oh, that's fine. Totally fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I gotta say this is good in that it's so well organized. It's like step 1, step 2, step 3. Little long, I think, in my opinion. About, can I summarize that in a minute? I noticed that there was an extra little recording at the end. You kind of stuck on there. Maybe, and it happened right about a minute 42. At that point, maybe, yeah, you didn't need to explain that last part about it's influenced by several factors. Yeah, in order to make it manageable for a student to summarize it in a minute, all of this makes it, yeah, the steps first turns into vapor, into clouds, and then from the clouds it turns into condensation when they get too heavy, and the last step is collection. I think just that part is manageable for a student to summarize in a minute, and the fact that it's very clearly defined steps, yeah, is good. Yeah, that last part probably could have edited that part off, but the delivery is really strong, very clear. You pronounced words correctly. I didn't hear any problems with that. And I like that. I'd be a student in your class. Welcome, class. How are you doing today? Everybody ready to take notes? Yeah. I took that photograph from the credits thing at the end. I know that we didn't get a shot of you being a professor, but that's all right. Okay, so that was number.
Using points and example from the lecture, summarize how the water cycle works.
Nice. Pretty straightforward. Good. All right. Manageable for a student to do. And again, that's that team. Give them a hand, everybody. Yay! Everybody did everything. Okay.
I was the leader.
Yeah, that's right. You were the leader. Yeah. All right, y'all. Bada bing, bada boom. So we're going on to the last one. After this, we'll blow off some steam. And I didn't get a group picture for them, but let's see. That's okay. You probably did. You just send me one? That's okay. That's all right. Group picture. Let's see. We got who's in this team? Juliana and Lisa, Veronica and Olga. No worries. That's all good. So 4 people. Nice. Okay. So that's the people in that team. Here's the last one. And here you just make some comments on group 5. Okay. Here we go. This will be the last one. Oh, wait, here we go, recording here.
You will have 50 seconds to prepare an answer and 45 seconds to speak.
All right. Sounded like she said 50 seconds, but that's okay. It's 15. No big deal. All right, that's no big deal.
Some teachers think that daily homework is crucial for reinforcing classroom learning and enhancing students' understanding. Other teachers think that reducing homework allows students more time for extracurricular activities and family. Which do you think is better? Explain why.
Sorry, I should have made the text bigger, but you see pretty clear options, right? Some students think that homework is crucial for reinforcing learning. Others think it's reducing homework allows students to spend more time. It's important, or we should reduce it. Yeah, so I think that's pretty straightforward there. Cool. By the way, no big deal, but how do you say that there? Beautiful, bro. I heard aloe, which is that plant you put on your skin when you're aloe vera. That's what I hear. And oh yeah, yeah. I allow you to put aloe on me. Not a big deal. Anyway, but good start. There we go. Speaking question number 2. Here we go. Okay, yeah, I'll let you read it. Go ahead. Typically, yeah.
Students typically receive the course syllabus on the first day of class, limiting their ability to prepare for the semester's demands. Given that most students finalize their class schedules weeks before the term begins, it will be beneficial if course syllabus were made available at the time of registration.
This adjustment would allow students to better understand the course expectations, assessment methods, and workload in advance, facilitating a more informed course selection process. Additionally, early access to suitable, could help students balance their academic commitments more effectively by planning their student schedules ahead of time. Warm regards, Jordan Lee.
All right. Yeah. Sometimes speaking question number 2 is about a letter from a student.
From a student or from a.
You guys created that, right?
No.
Oh, pulled it from the
No,
paper?
no.
Good.
We use some help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. 2 pretty clear reasons, right? Ooh, 45 seconds to read that. Yeah. Pretty manageable. You got to scan through it and find. I can find where that change is. That's nice. It's kind of buried right here. It's kind of that's the change. One of the reasons is. By the way, we pronounce it syllabi.
Syllabi.
Yeah, no, we do. Yeah. So for the plural, it's kind of weird. Yeah. Why not syllabuses? Syllabuses would be a better way of saying it. Yeah, but English is weird that way.
This is syllabi.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can't remember what the rule is, but the same thing with octopus, octopi. I think. Or no, cactus. Cacti. Cacti is the plural. Yeah, the few words that end with us, if it's singular. But actually, octopuses, I think is correct. I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, one syllabus, many syllabi. I don't know. Weird. Yeah. Strange, huh? There's a few words that end with us, and then to make it plural, you say I at the end. Okay, so here we go.
Hey, did you hear about Jordan Lee's idea?
Yeah, what's your view?
Yeah, I'll let him hear himself. Here you go. Ready?
Hey, did you hear about Jordan Lee's idea?
Yeah, what's your viewpoint on it?
I think it's fantastic. Jordan really hits the nail on the head. Making syllabi available at registration can change how we approach our classes. It means we know what we are signing up for from the get-go.
Go on.
For instance, if you see a syllabus is packed with projects and exams, we can start strategizing our study schedule early. No surprises halfway through the semester.
Makes sense.
And it's not just about bracing for the workload. Imagine being able to dive into readings or even start assignments before the semester whirlwind hits.
I see your point.
This could be a real game changer for managing stress and keeping on top of our studies.
So you are saying it could actually give us a hair start on everything?
Preciously. It's all about preparation and making informed choices about our course load. Jordan's proposal could really empower us as students. Congratulations.
He looks over the end. Nice, man. That's good. Boy, y'all pulled this from a textbook or something? Yeah? Okay, that's fine. No worries. There are a lot of idioms in this one that student would have to figure out. Yeah, you really hit the nail on the head. Okay, I'm just going to comment. I'm going to dive into this. It'll help us manage the whirlwind, basically the chaos. Whirlwind is a tornado, yeah. Okay. Precisely.
Yeah, I made a mistake there.
No problem, yeah.
It's hard to pronounce it. So.
Yeah, that's right. It looks like preciously. Yeah, that's okay. That's right. It looks kind of similar to that. And also, I would say, you could say exam. That sounds like you're saying exit, like that, going away, but it's exam. Yes, second syllable. There you go. Example. Okay. Anyway, bada bing, bada boom. Okay, other than that, pretty good length. Not too long, I think. Yep, that's for one thing. Was it clear who we're going to be asked about? Probably his opinion. Yeah, clear. I mean, she was just there, it's like, say more, talk more.
Keep going. Go on.
Keep going, right. I know, exactly. He loves it, and there's, are there clear reasons why he loves it, right? You can, is it clear from that, from listening to that, what the student's going to do? And the man expresses his opinion about the proposal that they received about the change, I would phrase that a little differently. The man expresses his opinion about the proposal that they received about changed maybe changing. Yeah, because this is a preposition about, we need a gerund after, about changing the delivery of the syllabus to the time of the registration. Ooh, that's kind of a complicated way to phrase it. Is there an easier way to phrase that question? Making availability time, maybe? Yeah, changing the availability time? Because you're supposed to get the syllabus earlier, right? How could you phrase it? Okay, the man expresses his opinion about the proposal that they received about the change of the delivery of the syllabi to the time of registration instead of the first day of class. Explain in your own word. Sounds like you're embedding some of the details from the reading in the question there. I see what you're doing, but yeah, maybe to simplify the question, you just say like, yeah, the time of when the, yeah. How would you want to try it? How would you phrase it differently?
About the time of the delivery, the syllabus.
Sure. About the time of the delivery of the syllabus. Yeah, it's usually I think about delivery. I think about Amazon, but it's like availability, right? They can access it more like, maybe that's a different word, but the change of the availability date or availability time. Maybe I just phrase it a little straightforward. Okay, but that's it. That's okay. Student knows what they have to do at that point, but yeah, it's a little bit convoluted the way they phrased it there. Okay. All right. Speaking question number 3. We're almost there, you guys. Hang in there. Remember, this is this is number 5. This is team 5. There we go. Team 5. There we go. So this is a T, a D, an EX. All right, here we go. Ooh, in psychology. Who else was in this group? Juliana, I'll let you read it out loud. You want to try it? Got it. In psychology. Okay?
In psychology, the priming effects refers to the subconscious influence that a stimulus has on subsequent behavior or responses. When individuals are exposed to a particular stimulus?
You got it. Stimulus.
It can activate related concepts or associations in their mind, influencing their subsequent thoughts, attitudes, or actions. This effect occurs without conscious awareness, making it a powerful mechanism in shaping human behavior. For example, exposure to positive words or images may lead individuals to exhibit more optimistic behaviors or perceptions. Similarly, negative priming can evoke defensive or cautious responses. Understanding the priming effect is crucial in various fields, including marketing, where subtle.
Oh, that's a tough one, yeah. The B is silent, subtle.
Subtle.
It means not obvious. Subtle cues.
Subtle cues can influence consumer choices, and social psychology, where it plays a role in shaping social attitudes and behaviors.
Ooh, 45 seconds to read that. All right. Yes, that's a challenging topic, especially if you've never heard it before. I'd say maybe a little editing, even though if you took that from the reading there. I know that they venture into a couple of examples here, which we're probably going to get anyway in the lecture. The student that needs to scan through this 45 seconds, identify what priming is, the priming effect is, basically, right? Okay, anyway. Cool. Hey, by the way, so gift. Check it out. One stimulus. Many stimulus.
Stimuli.
One stimulus, many stimuli. Another example, right? Cactus, cacti. You put, many stimuli with an I at the end, and that makes it plural. Okay. Weird, huh? Yeah, stimuli.
And with the I instead of Y.
Yeah, it's right. Not a Y at the end, it's an I at the end. Yeah, stimuli, many stimuli, yeah, which is plural. That's kind of, I always found that kind of strange in high school when I had to learn about that. Yeah, so, all right, here we go. Here's the lecture. Professor Olga, here we go.
So, to illustrate this concept, let me share an interesting story about a research study conducted by a colleague in the psychology department, Dr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson was interested in exploring how priming could affect people's perceptions of social interactions. He conducted an experiment where participants were exposed to different sets of words before engaging in a mock job interview. He has a colleague acting as the interviewer. Now, In one group, participants were primed with positive words such as confident, successful, and capable. In another group, participants were primed with negative words like failure, insecure, and unqualified. After the interview, participants were asked to rate their performance and the interviewer's behavior. And the results are interesting. The group primed with positive words reported feeling more confident and perceived the interviewer as warm and supportive. On the other hand, the group primed with negative words reported feeling less confident and perceived the interviewer as distant and critical. Dr. Johnson's study showcased how the priming effect can subtly influence our perceptions and attitudes without us even realizing it. It demonstrated that powerful impact of seemingly unrelated stimuli on our behavior and social interactions.
Powerful impact of what again? Stimuli? Stimuli. Oh, okay. Yeah. Boy, it's very windy in your classroom. I can hear it. No, I was gonna say. A good length, and I think that was a great delivery of it. That was very well ordered. Boy, after listening to that lecture, that made the reading make a lot more sense.
More understanding.
That's what the examples are supposed to do. Something tangible. So you can make comments on there. Would this be a manageable task for a student to do? A little shorter, a little longer. Honestly, this kind of reminds me of what Islam was doing about the what was it? The Pavlovian thing when the dogs were drooling. Priming effect. You hear a word, right? Yeah, kind of similar to that. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's good. That's all right. All right. So there you go. That's team 5, number 3. Use the example from the lecture about the 2 participants in the experiment explaining the concept of priming effect. That's what they're supposed to do. Good. All right. Number 4. Here's the last one. Y'all. Topic, subtopic, another topic. Okay. Here we go.
Today we will talk about a critical aspect of business management, as it involves considering moral principles and values when faced with complex choices, ethical decision making. There are 2 primary approaches to ethical decision making: duty-based ethics and theological ethics. Okay, so duty-based ethics emphasize the inherent rightness or wrongness of actions, regardless of their outcomes. According to this approach, certain principles or rules should be followed consistently to make ethical decisions. For instance, in a business setting, if a company's code conduct prohibited bribery, a duty-based approach would lead employees to avoid engaging in bribery even if it promises short-term gains. The focus is on upholding moral obligations and duties, even if the consequences are unfavorable or even unprofitable. On the other hand, theological ethics evaluates the morality of actions based on their outcomes or consequence. In this approach, the ethical choice is one that produces the most favorable results for the greater good. For instance, in a business scenario, if a company is facing financial difficulties and needs to lay off employees to survive, a theological approach would weigh the potential positive outcomes for the majority of employees and stakeholders when making a decision. Both approaches have their merits and challenges in business world. Duty-based ethics offers consistency and adherence to principles, promoting trust and transparency within organization. However, it may not always account for the complexity of real-world situations. On the other hand, theological ethics allows for a pragmatic evaluation of outcomes, but it might lead to dilemmas where the end justifies the means, potentially compromising moral values.
Summarize that in 1 minute. Ooh, yeah, editing again, I suppose. Yeah, that's it's just the length is a little long. Good topic, though. Ooh, that's challenging. Maybe cut that in half, honestly. Yeah, to be honest. That's one thing I noticed. It's a great topic. Well organized. Yeah. That's all right. This might lead. There's a few things you're pronouncing there. This might lead. I think you said led. Yeah. Unfavorable. Were you saying theological? Theological. Oh, that's theology is the study of God.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, because it's like the conscience of the employees need to have to make decisions.
Gotcha.
It's not organizations. It is like you have to include the moral.
Oh, I see. So they're using theological metaphorically to mean like ethical.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. What would God say about it? Right. Kind of. Okay, I see. So you were saying that, right? Not bad. All right. Super duper. Yeah. Bada bing, bada boom. Cool. All right. So that's them. Y'all feel free to make comments on that one about using examples from the lecture. Explain the two ethical decision making: duty-based and teleological. That's teleological. Oh, that's yeah. That's actually teleological. Is that what you're talking? It's actually theological, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Theo means God, right? So okay. Yeah. By the way, the name Theodore means one who loves God. Yeah. God lover or something. Okay. All right. Yes. Remember, student has to do that for and. That's the team, y'all. Give them a hand, everybody. Woo, 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 woo. Boy, that was a lot. That was a lot of work.